everybody. Hope you're having a good night. I am live. I am waiting for the session to load as it would be. So I want to make sure that we give all the love and the support to everybody. I ran way behind tonight. I did send a message to Stryker to let him know that I was running behind. Cody had a scooter soccer tournament tonight. Thank you, Mr. Van Ness, for the like. I appreciate you. We're dealing with a few things here. We're dealing with some skipping as well. Apparently, we're losing some frames. So we're loading in. We're doing what we can, and we're gonna continue to press on and press forward. So I just started the computer up, so we're managing as best we can right now. So thank you everybody for being out there. We appreciate you all very much, and all the cool things that are happening. Again, sessions get ready to load in. And we should be looking fine here in just a moment. So bear with me. We'll catch up with the drivers, what they're doing right now in just a moment. So I want to make sure that we look. This is a 60-minute race as the drivers are in. Yep, we're good. All right. Gier's going to be your race leader here, looking at kind of where things are at and where everybody is rolling, how drivers are rolling. Alex, thank you for the like, sir. I appreciate you. We'll catch up on everybody here in just a moment. So thank you very much to all of you. Thank you. I wonder why SDK is having a moment here. Let's load up SDK again. Big Art will take over the lead. He's going to be out front here. Just a couple of things or 10 things going on. I don't know why we're losing so many frames here. So forgive me, folks. As try to make sure things are working properly here. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, we're losing a massive amount of frames. And new track for me too, so of course I had to buy that and make it happen here. Let's see. Here we go. I think things should be working now. They should be working. All the logos should have been populating. Yeah, so things are not as smooth as they should be. But hey, Cody's stuff will always come before everything else. And again, apologies to the league, apologies to the drivers. I hate having any kind of, I hate being late for anything, but I will be late for my daughter every day of the week. We're at we'll take a look here. Here's what the race information for the race would be. It'd be 60 minutes on the racing surface. Chop is what they're doing. One fast repair, 2 sets of tires. Big Art is your race leader. Second separates he and David Steiner. They're at Autódromo Internacional Algarve out of Portugal. It's going to be the Portugal racetrack at Portimao. 2.85 mile length the racing surface. Again, good blustery wind out there, so we'll see how this one will fare out for everybody out there. It's good to see, and it's good to see this racing surface doing exactly what it needs to do. Chop on board. 31 minutes into this race, is that we were to do it. Big Art 1:44.278 his last lap. And good to see you all out there again. Apologies, folks, for being half an hour late. We'll do something for the league and make it up for them. RB, thank you for the like, sir. Because I hate being late for anything. I really do. Tried to give the heads up. But hey, if you're in my Discord, we posted videos of Cody's scooter soccer, and it was all of 5th and 6th grade. Duking it out. She was eliminated in the 17th game, 14th game. I have to look at it. 14th game, 13th or 14th game, somewhere around there, because they were getting replayed 15 and 16. Yeah, so she eliminated the 14th game, and she did really well. So I'm very, very proud of her. Very proud of the accomplishment she's been able to have. So love to see it. And again, thank you to Chop Chop for allowing us to continue to do this. But again, apologies for being late. It's one of the things I don't like to do. So terrible. All right. Right now, smaller field tonight. It looks like 7 drivers. Tyler Hammond in 6th. Tyler had his first top 3 last week. Anthony Crownover sits in 3rd. This track doing well for him. Nathan coming to pit road. David Steiner taking over. 32-second pit stop for Gira. Gira is working as well. 5:42 on his iRating. Tyler Hammond 16:54. David Steiner working well. And so Nate comes to pit road. He'll get his pit stop in. He and David Steiner look like they've been racing pretty close throughout the race. Anthony Crownover 3rd. Wesley Straight's going to be in 4th. Pat Green in 5th. The 2 Mustangs going to work. So we have 3 McLarens, 1 Ferrari, 2 Mustangs, and Tyler Hammond and the lone Corvette out there. Thank you, Budgie. Yeah, I appreciate everybody and all their support, but so they're because they had a basically a snow week instead of having a snow day. They had a snow week last week. Because they had that week off, Cody had to miss out on the scooter soccer tournament for 5th grade because they had to cancel it or postpone it, and so they sent us an email basically today saying, "Hey, we're going to run it tonight." And Cody told me as soon as she got in the Jeep earlier, whenever I was picking her up from school after work, and I said, "Oh, we got to go do that," and then try to keep everybody updated. And those things happen, So Cody's important to me. Our families are important, but I do get paid to do this, so I want to make sure that we never show anybody that I want to make sure that I'm always giving the benefit of the doubt to everybody. All right, David Steiner out front. We'll see if he has or has not come to pit road. Haven't noticed yet. We have seen Nathan Bigard come to pit road. Pat Green has been to pit road as well on lap 19. Jared came out on 16 when we were loading in, so but he was out front. Pretty cool. Looks like a tough technical race course. I don't know anything about this racetrack. Normally I do a lot of research beforehand, and this time did not. So, we thank you all. We do. All right, let's type it in. Oh, I need to make sure let's talk about the series here real quick as we, get into the latter half of this race. Currently, they're in week 8 of the race of the season. They're going to be at Zolder next week on the 3rd. Red Bull Ring on March 10th. Watkins Glen on the 11th. Then they're going to do the 1.5 Le Mans as a crown jewel in week 12. Current standings for the series. Big Art has 5 wins. David Steiner has a win. 56 points separate the 2 drivers, though. Caffrey 3rd in the point standings. This in today's race. Just don't like to see it. Caffrey's a good dude. Kobe Hartung sits 4th in the point standing, so there's drivers missing a few things. In this race, it's been awesome. If you guys ran Bathurst this past week, how'd you do? This past weekend was busy. Oh, man. All right. Steiner on pit road. Anthony Crownover will come around. 33 seconds separate the drivers. Big Art goes to 3rd. Yeah, a big old sneeze. The Portimao circuit is 2.89 miles in length, located in the Portimao Algarve region in Portugal. Make sure I'm saying it correctly, because I like to get that correct. Algarve, or let's see, the Algarve. see. Algarve. Okay, it's Algarve. Thank you, Google, for letting me know. Algarve. The Internacional Algarve. Portugal. Portuguese racetrack. Love it. David Steiner, 3.5 seconds. Came out 3.5 seconds ahead of Nathan Bigart. They're going to have a good little close battle here. Crown over 10 seconds ahead of these drivers. And this is the first time I've looked at this track, and there's some massive changes, massive elevation changes on this thing. Let's see. Let's learn a little bit about the track together. The circuit hosted the final round of the World Superbike Championship on November 2nd, 2008. On the 9th of June, the track was confirmed to host a round of the 2008-2009 A1 Grand Prix season. Formula One has ran here. Development of this track includes a karting track, an off-road track, the technology park, a 5-star hotel, sports complex, and apartments. The circuit might look. It looked like it. In July of 2020, it was announced that the circuit would host the Formula One Portuguese Grand Prix from the 23rd to the 25th of October as part of the revised calendar arising from the disruption of the COVID-19 pandemic. This marked the first time a Portuguese Grand Prix had been held since the 1996 race when it first closed before it sold. The circuit hosted the Portuguese Grand Prix again in 2021 from the 30th of April to the 2nd of May. Ooh, somebody went around. Who's that? Looked like Gira might have went around there just a little bit. Gira. David Steiner trying to close in on Anthony Crownover. Big Arts, 2.7 second lead. Crownover, 8.6 and holding on. The Algarve working. All right. They ran anything recently? 2020. The GT2 European Series ran there in 2023. The TCR World Tour, Ferrari Challenge Europe has ran there in 2024. TCR Europe is planned to be ran there in 2025, and that is I think it's a local reference there. It's a TCR Europe. I want to learn more and more about road series, touring cars, TCR touring cars. Yeah. Touring car racing, TCR Europe, touring car in Europe. The ELMS 4 hours at Portimao. They have that still runs the ELMS, the World SBK. That's a sports bike. Runs there as well. The Grand Prix motorcycle racing still currently runs there as well. So yeah, still a lot of racing. David Steiner, 2.6 seconds to Nathan Bigart. Tyler Hammond, 50 seconds back, trying to close in. Lap times around this racetrack, about 145 average, it looks like, for most of the drivers. Best laps for some of the drivers, 144.51 for Steiner Bigart. On my screen right now, 144.28. We'll look at the final results when it comes to the fastest lap of the race for these drivers. You know, as we like to make sure. Because the best time, if I show it, it'll be, the 144.278. That would be for Bigart. Straight field. About 1.5K. That. Tyler Hammond on pit road. Go to 5th. Wesley Straight. Again, came out on 21, so he's going to be able to make that happen. Tyler off one from the start of the race. Will be trying to push forward. Pat Green's going to be off 3. Steiner out front. 3 seconds the gap. Bigart is going to be second. Oh yeah, I don't even doubt that we might not even see Hopefully nobody gets sick. Hopefully nobody gets sick. You don't want anybody to get sick. You know, as informal as it is, we do like seeing the racing happen. So again, thank you, Budgie. I appreciate you. I always want to make sure that I will cover a race even if I have to do it after the fact. Folks, I want you guys to subscribe to a channel for me, because they should have way more subscribers than this. We're going to do this. Boom. Go and subscribe to that channel. That's Chop Shop. That's where you're going to find the Chopping It Up podcast on YouTube, the video version of it. If you don't listen to it on Spotify, I encourage you to do so. That's who sponsors this series. Me typing in there, Diesel Pete. Subscribe to that YouTube channel. You get to know somebody. Oh, you can get out there. 98 Cart did not own this track. Hope to see you next week. Absolutely, sir. And a lot of people, I even had to buy it. I didn't own this track, so I had to buy it as well. I do own Zolder. I do own Red Bull Ring. I did not own the combined Nürburgring Ring. I owned one of them. So last week I had to buy it again. I had to buy the part I was missing. Zandvoort I have, the Ferrari Imola I'm gonna have to buy. Road America I have, Monza I have, Sebring I have, Mount Panorama I do have, and then Spa I do have as well. So we'll have to buy some tracks. It's just part of the deal, part of what we do. We hope to see everybody there, and you know, I hate missing any race, so I'd like to see it though. We appreciate them. All right. Big Art in second. Any close racing going on. That's what we want to see. One thing I did not see is if I had track cams for this. Oh, I don't. Not for the GP circuit. No, we'll work on it. We'll make it happen, right? Steiner, your leader. Roughly about just under 15 minutes to go. As Big Art closes in that 2-second disadvantage here. Nate took a little extra fuel. Lee Steiner took just enough. Maybe shorten his pit stop here. So we'll see if he took enough to make it happen. Crown over in fuel only. Pat Green came in 22.4 second pit stop. Weston Strait just ran his fastest lap of the race. 1:45.77. Tyler Hammond on pit road still. So I wonder if something happened there. Jia is rolling. Oh, man. All right, I got to hydrate, folks. I did a lot of screaming. right, we're back to it. Under 10 to go. David Steiner just ran a 1:43.88, stretching his lead. Thank you, Budgie. Big let's go. Thank you for the hydrate and stretch. Always a good time. Big Art. Crownover sits in third. Pat Green trying to close it a little bit of that gap. Crownover 1:46.11 his last lap. Big Art 1:44.61 his last lap. Jira and off track a little while ago, but is good. 29 laps complete. We'll see these top two within a good distance of each other. 1:46.04 last time for David Steiner. So he has slowed down his pace here a little bit. A second the gap. All right. Long straightaway here. Looks like we're getting into turn 5. Sharp left-hander coming around. Turn 6 will be the dog leg. That's going to be just up into the corner here. Uphill stretch all the way out to the outside of the racetrack. Turn 7, the right-hander here. Short scoot. And turn 8. Turn 9, a dog leg to the left. You're going to see a downhill approach, heavy braking zone because of the speed they're going to carry. Actually, not even a braking zone. They have to maybe tap the brake, but they're going to carry a lot of speed in this uphill section. Around this beautiful corner here. Again, up and downhill. A lot of elevation change on this racetrack. It's pretty awesome to see. Very technical racetrack from what I'm seeing, but good speed everywhere. Drivers, he's putting on a show. This is turn 15, the out turn. On to the front straightaway, 1 1/4 now for David Steiner. All right, turn to 1 is called the premier turn. This is that right-hander you're going to see right here. As they dig into the corner here. Scratch dog leg, turn 2. The Lagos turn is going to be turn 3, pushing all the way out. Turn 4, left-hander. The Torre VIP is going to be turn 5. In an up and downhill all the way out. Almost a carousel turn, but without the carousel. Turn 6, the left-hander you're going to see right here. Turn 7, again, the right-hander. That goes uphill and then sweeping downhill. The Samsung turn is going to be turn 8. Short shoot straightaway to the Craig Jones bend, which is going to be that high-speed section I talked about earlier. Climbs into the uphill. The Portimao is going to be turn 10. I think some fuel saving going on for the 63, if I hear anything correct. Portimao. Then the turn 11 turn going to be up and around. Turn 12. Turn 14 right here is it was turn 12. Turn 13 was what you just saw. Then now turn 14. This Saturday's turn up into turn 15. The gap turn onto the front straightaway. 1.8 seconds the gap. There they go. 1.6 seconds. 53 1/44 524, 144 910 for Big Arch in that last turn. Good battle for these spots right here. There's a battle between teammates. Wesley Straight, Pat Green. Steiner and Pat Green try to maximize their input. Here's a lap down. Here's Wesley Straight, Pat Green. Coming around turn 9 of the Craig Jones turn. Portimao is going to be turn 10 of the uphill. The right-hander, double right-hander here for turn 10, turn 11. Again, downhill section, left-hander turn 12. And then turn 13 for these two drivers. 1.5 seconds the gap between David Steiner and Nathan Bigart. These two doing a decent job. 146.73 to Wesley Straight's 146.54. And the Saggers turn turn 14 up in to the Galp turn. Say up, it's basically an up and downhill approach up to the uphill front straightaway. A lot of speed onto that front straightaway for those Fords. Downhill braking zone for turn 1. David Steiner and Nathan Bigart. Steiner 1.4. Now 1.3. 5 minutes to go. David Steiner alternating lap times between he and Bigart. No stretch of the imagination, these two like to put on a show. Pat Green, Wesley Straight doing so as well. Anthony Groundover comfortable where he's at, 52 seconds back here. He's got about a 30-second advantage over the other two drivers. Tyler Hammond on pit road. Car not working. May not be working. Either way. Now, hold on. And what elevation change? We'll have to talk to the drivers quite a bit about what they're feeling on the racetrack, because there's a lot of elevation change here that just makes this look almost hard to pass. Drivers have to it looks like the driver's going to have to make a mistake to be able to do anything to be there, but we'll see. Pat Green, Wesley Straight keeping each other nice and honest right now. You get into this uphill section, Wesley Straight on the front straightaway gets in the slipstream of his teammate. And still into the braking zone. Closes in the distance between the two. Storm Racing team working on it. 1.4 second the gap here. As we'll see one, maybe two more laps out of this race. All right with it. You missed a good race last week with the 1.5 hour race for the GT3 series here for Chop Shop. They did a pretty phenomenal job last week. So I like this series, and I think this series needs to grow. I love a little bit of road racing on our platform. Similar to dirt racing, the races are fewer and far between, but I really do enjoy having both series. Wesley Straight sit backwards on the racetrack. Here's what happened. Might have just locked down shift. Locked it up. Yeah, that's what happened. Looped it around. You'll have about 5.8 seconds between he and his teammate now. About halfway through 10 and 11 right now as we get down into turn 12. We should see this next time will be your white flag lap for the final lap. 1.3 as these two have been holding on to a close race so far. They work into the uphill section. David Steiner for the final time. White flag will wave. Steiner, Bigart. Races on for turn 1. Oh, Bigart goes around. What a save. He flat sent it in that corner. Oh, he hit the turtle. He hit that yellow portion on the inside. Goes around. So David Steiner, 11-second lead. Bigart able to collect his thoughts. Just sent it into that corner and flat went with it. but comfortable P2. David Steiner looking for a second win here on this series, as he will come around and be able to just kind of coast a little bit here, not have to worry about too much. Samsung turn working. Mr. Day, thank you for the like, sir. I appreciate you. David Steiner all the way down and through Portimao. Into the uphill, there's the 89. The side of the racetrack over there. Go lap down. And the final two turns for David Steiner. He will, and he will magically do it. Not magically, a lot of skill. Close battle at the end, but David Steiner's going to win this one. He's going to do so with could possibly close in some of those points. Nathan Bigart will finish P2. And coming back around for the famous Ferrari in this field, Anthony Crownover, a little Ray-Ban action. Wesley Strait coming to pit road. He's going to finish in 5th. Ruggiero will finish in 6th. Tyler Hammond will finish 7th. As we'll see the final two drivers just got to be flawless. 55. Coming around again, the final couple of corners here. Congrats to David and Mr. Strickland. Striker, play your music. We're in Portugal. It's a different location on the map, but hey, play your music. We like Striker's music. Also to make sure it's working. Crownover will finish 3rd. Oi, Vey. As they say in Portugal. No, they don't. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, sir. Congrats to David from Striker. Again, I get a chopping it up. And thank you to those who tuned in for the last half of this race with me. We'll talk to the drivers for sure. Cody had scooter soccer. It was totally worth it. It's totally worth it. It was amazing. It was a ton of fun. Let's talk to him. He's going to be there. He's going to get that win. David, congrats, man. There was some good racing going on there. Close to the end of this race. I got in about halfway, able to tune in and watch you guys have some fun with this one. But congrats, man. Second win of the season. Good track for you, comfortable. A lot of elevation change. How'd the first half of the race go first and foremost? And then congrats on the win.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. It was a good first half to the race. Nate and I started further back and had a good race, settled in, and Anthony Crownover, he's running a good first stint there, setting a good pace, and I think it was then Nate and Tyler and then myself, and we were sort of cruising along for a while there. Eventually made our way past, and that was really it. I could tell Nate had the lead. I was just trying to feel him out, see how he was pushing those tyres here. Tyres here, cop an absolute hiding, especially the left-hand side.
Really? You know,
yep.
we haven't really.
The left side just gets super hot.
We really haven't had to deal with a lot of tire issues. You know what I mean. So I mean, that's good to know, because I watching the last 30 minutes of this race and watching what you guys were doing, just seeing, because this is the first time I had to buy this track, so I kind of had to learn as I was learn more about how this track was developing as you guys were driving. But just seeing how many sharp left-handers that you guys had going on, I mean, it's crazy to see. It's crazy to see that, because normally we see a little bit more even wear.
Yeah, I bought it as well. I had to pick it up the other day, and had to put a bunch of laps down to get used to the track here because it's not easy. It's a technical track. You got to get it. There's a lot of speed to be found, but you got to put the time in. It takes me longer to learn it than probably Nate does, but you got to put a bit of time in to get used to the flow of things here and the line, the fast line. So
Yeah.
Had to do that to get used to it. But yeah, as I said, that left side, I ended up changing when I came in. I swapped the left side tires.
Did you?
Yeah, that helped. Once they were warmed up again, that helped because they were just cooking. They were just dripping off the rim basically.
Well,
like 2 big balls of mozzarella just hanging off the rim.
you know what? They call that, what is that, formula drifting? That's what it is.
Yeah, there's plenty of that here as you crest over some of these turns, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sketch just watching the elevation change as you guys are coming. It's in the middle portion of the racetrack. There's that big sweeping curve, and I'm like, man, when you what turn is it? I have to look at it. I have to go back to it. I try to do my research on the tracks that I'm unfamiliar with before.
It could be 9, it could be 12, and there's a nasty little apex there, of course. So if you've got that lock on, you touch the apex. I think Tyler found out it just frees up the rear, and then around you go.
Yeah, the Craig Jones turn 9. Yeah, because you come around turn
9,
8,
yeah, right.
and you crest. It's an uphill climb from turn 7 into turn 8, and it's a downhill section back into an uphill for turn 10 through turn 9, which is more like a dog leg than it is anything else. And then you sweep around, you hit 2 short corners, and then you do it again to turn
At
all
12,
the way down to,
you do it again. Yeah.
And it's crazy to see just the speed you guys were carrying there, because there's no love lost for good racing, but to see the track be the biggest competitor, that to me makes me want to dive into the track more.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a nice track. It's grown on me a bit after. Wasn't sure when we first started out, but it's grown on me. And that turns 10 and 11 are good. It's blind over crest. You can't see your approach, so you can sort of pick a tree on the horizon that and line it up with that, so you're on the correct line and to get around 10 and 11. Yeah, it's not bad. Not a bad track.
And it's a fast running track. I mean, you guys, after last week to this week, it's a good change to see you guys not have to run an 8.5 minute lap.
Yeah.
That was fun last week.
Yeah, it's good not to mess it up. Last week, we'll forget about that one. That was tough. But we talked about fuel last week. Had some issues again with fuel this week, but it was the opposite. This time I've ended up with over almost 4 litres extra in the tank at the end.
Well, that's not bad.
Nate said that his is playing up as well, because he's taken longer than I did in the pits, and I ended up with plus 4 laps. So whatever we're doing with fuel, something isn't working properly.
Well, you did have the fastest lap of the race toward the end of the race, 1:43.877, with a little heavier fuel. So, but one thing I will say is that iRacing just recently had a patch update for our telemetry. So there's possibly something going on with fuel there as well.
Yeah. Okay. Understood.
It might
normally
be
when they pick it up and they admit to it, normally they get on it and try and fix it. So.
Yeah. So
they did with,
be worth the
what did
issue.
they do? The tyre wear on the prototypes. They went and revisited for this next update. So good on them.
Yeah. So there might be something there for specific vehicles. It might be worth the forums or the issue council. So, which we know people. We know a few people. So we could put a bug in some ears for the consistency of the telemetry, because the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to shortchange yourself when you know that you're supposed to have X amount of laps, or run too long.
And I guess another thing, not to pin it all on iRacing, but there's multiple hands managing the information, and by that I mean if you've got your overlays, for example, like race labs that runs your fuel, then I guess it's got to get fuel data from somewhere and then manage it and then spit it out again. So
So iRacing
You,
has the
I don't know where the problem is.
yeah, it's got to be in the API, and that's where I would say. And I know that Race Labs has had some issues in recent as well over the last couple of weeks. I've heard a lot of things. Drivers being having when they start Race Labs get kicked out of their own races, and like there's there's things going on there. So it's got to be something in the API. Even SDK runs slower now, so I can I can see some things happening there. But I know that iRacing is real big and focused on their upcoming release of NASCAR 25, and so there's a lot of developers and a lot of programmers that have gone to the short side from iRacing to over to work on that, finishing up that product. And I'm sure that everything will come back, and start being bug fixed and things of that sort. It's an
Yeah,
ongoing product, so
yeah,
you got to do it.
yeah. It's very complex, but they're a subscription-based service. They got plenty of cash, so
Mhm.
they'll invest the manpower and get on top of it surely.
Well, we say that, and they had layoffs, and yeah, just we won't talk about iRacing and their layoffs. No worries there. A great time, a great race, and close battle there for a little bit coming out of pit road. It was a lot to be said, David. Congratulations, man. I wish I could have been here for the very beginning of it. My daughter she had stuff going on, so it ran me late today. It was kind of last minute, so um, but I did try to communicate that with everybody to make sure that they knew. But I tell you what, pretty happy to see 2 wins out of you. I know that tracks coming up are going to be just as massive. I mean, we've got Zolder next week, and then Red Bull Ring coming up, Watkins Glen. We're gonna have another Crown Jewel race at week 12. So there's some good racing coming up that it's gonna be competitive.
Yeah, some good fun tracks there on that list.
All right, brother.
Some good races ahead.
It's always good to talk to you. Sorry I missed the first half of the race, but I got to watch the last half.
No,
It was
all
fun.
good here. No problems. No problems.
All right, brother. Give you shout outs, man. Get a victory.
Thanks to everyone for turning up. It was a smaller field this week, but well done all those who managed to make it. And Nate P2, Anthony, good work on the P3, and thanks to everyone. Thanks to yourself. Thanks to the Chop Shop team as always, and just good morning or good evening as it is to all, and see you all next week.
Yes, sir. And as Mr. Steiner, sir, much love to you. Have a good Tuesday.
Thanks, Jason.
That is David coming home victory lane on the podium. P2 tonight. We saw him put it in to that. Was that turn 1, turn 2? It was somewhere around there. It was awesome. I tell you what. I thought you were sending it in there when I saw you hit the yellow the yellow turtle that's right there, and hard clip it and go around. I was like, man, we're setting up for a battle here, but not a big deal. How did the beginning of the race go for you?
Yeah, the beginning was fun. I enjoyed it. During qualifying, I gave a shout out to Dave. Asked him, "Hey man, you want to start in the back?" It wasn't a big field,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been enjoying just starting back there anyways and doing some racing with the guys. And it's more fun, instead of going up and just running by yourselves up front. So we did that. Had some fun at the start. I think Anthony was doing better than he thought he was. Like I was telling him, I thought other than the first sections that, triple right hander, I think he was doing great on the rest of the track. So he ended up letting us by after a little bit. I think we were just, in his mirror bothering him a bit. So he let us go. And after that, yeah, the battle was on for me and Dave for sure. He was fast tonight. He got the fastest lap of the race, and I weren't going to beat him without trying to push. And so that's what I was trying to do towards the end. Obviously, that last lap, I pushed a little too bit and caught the turtle. Usually, I'm a fan of turtles. I like driving the turtle truck, but those ones are a little bit different, and they'll bite you. It got me. But honestly, even without that, I don't think I was going to get Dave. I think it was his win tonight. I messed up on pit road. For some reason, I couldn't figure out why it took me so long. But after going back and analyzing it, it was just the fact of I didn't put enough fuel in it to start with.
Oh,
So I Yeah, I didn't fill it up, so I ended up needing more fuel to get to the end, and it was a 5-second difference, between going in with the lead. I hit pit road fine, hit entry, exit, had a great out lap. I think Wesley's fastest lap of his race was the one when I came out behind him. He was pushing a little extra, but it was nice. He didn't hold me up at all. He was doing a great job also out there, and it was a mistake on my part not filling it up with fuel before the race started. But like I said, it was gonna be a battle either way. Dave did a great job. I was not getting away from him even when in that first run. I'd gap him a little and he would come reel it right back in. So
He was talking about
it was his race tonight for sure.
He said he was talking about the left side tires. Tires were a factor for him tonight. What about your McLaren?
Yeah, they definitely warmed up, and you just didn't have the same speed as you did with new ones. I didn't change any tires, but after hearing him say, "Yeah, I changed lefts," I was like, "Oh, that was a great idea." It's something. It 2 tires, new tires are better than none at all. So, and you can get those 2 changed and not lose any time on pit road, obviously, like he did. So it was a great call by him for sure.
And he said it was his left sides that were really. And is that just because of just how sharp some of the uphill sections are? I mean, you get into the dog legs, you guys are carrying speed. You're kind of sliding. I would think they would wear a little bit more evenly at a track like this because you have to negate yourself back around in a circle. But this is pretty much an oval with a few right-handers.
Yeah, it seemed like to me that a lot of the turns that were high speed are left-handers.
Mm-hmm.
You get that first section, and then later on is a couple ones too. So yeah, it's just them high speed turns and how iRacing codes it. Obviously, the faster you go, the more wear you're gonna have on a tire. So most of the rights were coming to a stop or real sharp 90s or 180s. So they weren't there was no speed involved. So yeah, the lefts were definitely going to wear out.
It's the way it looked, man. Looked like it was fun. Yeah, it was a good day. It's a good day. I don't know what else to say. Congrats, man, P2. Nothing wrong with that. You lead the points coming in. Couple good tracks coming up. There's a lot of good racing still left in this racetrack. So I hope more drivers will be able to show up next week. I know that a couple of drivers just didn't have the track. They were in chat giving us some love, and we appreciate that. But yeah. Sorry I wasn't here for that again. To you and the driver, sorry I wasn't here for the first half. Daughter's very important to me, and she got a last minute postpone on scooter soccer. So we had to go and do a scooter soccer tournament, and it took a lot longer. Her class did a lot better than I thought it was going to happen.
Oh, no worries, man. Yeah, it was a fun race, and I get that we weren't going to have a lot of people here. It's not a popular track. I was saying before the race even started that it's one of the ones where if iRacing would give me a refund, I'd give it back because it's definitely not one of my favorites.
Yeah. I'm surprised they don't let you race once, or like you should be able to test drive the track. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without having to have a subscription. But yeah, I don't know. And like you should be able to test it and then buy it. Like you should be able to buy it while you're sitting on the track. Be like, okay, I like it, and then not get into a race, but test drive it, see what you like. But it kind of is what it is. I mean, they do have when they're down for maintenance or a big patch, they do have the test drive session there, but you already have to be an existing customer to be able to do that. So, like, there should be a free flyway. There's where you hit the turtle. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
It's all good, man. It was cool though. It was cool. And you almost had it saved.
It didn't hurt me really.
You almost had it saved to be able to hit the corner and keep going, and then when it looks like you bottomed out trying to get back on the racing surface there, and it spun you back around the other way.
Yeah. Flipped me the other way.
Hey, but you know what? We see the rubber being laid down. It's kind of fun, Nate. This is good. 30 minutes of me watching this thing. It was a ton of fun, man. Give a shout outs, brother.
Yeah, just give a shout out to the league themselves, Chop Shop, all the admins, Signature Esports, Jason doing the broadcast, appreciate you. Shout out to all the drivers that were able to make it and the ones that couldn't. We're still supporting us out there. And obviously, huge shout out for Dave for getting the win, Anthony getting P2. Just a good race, by everybody. I mean, I had fun tonight, and look forward to next week.
And you got P3. Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Mom.
Yeah, shout out to all the fans out there actually watching, and number one fan always watching. Mom, love you.
There it is. We got to thank Mom. There's no. That is the
She
nail.
watches all the race. She even caught the Sunday Fun Day one.
Did she?
Yeah, I didn't even tell her about it, and somehow it must have popped up to her, so she watched that one.
Which is good. That's good because you know, I'm gonna try to not have a bad day and be able to race with you next week. Actually, next week you guys are gonna blow me away. Coda and I are not friends, and probably never will be.
I'm driving that right now, actually, as we talk.
Yeah, are you running the Delara on it? Because it's probably what we're gonna be running.
No, the Cup car is there.
Oh
this
yeah,
week.
that's right. Yeah, I forgot it. Everything changed just about an hour ago. So
yeah,
well, get your practice in. We're gonna be running. It looks like we're gonna be running Delaras there. So which that'll be fun. I think that'll be fun,
yeah.
regardless if I finish the race or not. I probably may have to put like 5 fast repairs in for all of us. That are terrible.
It'll be fun.
It'll be a great time.
I actually like Coda. I know a lot of people don't, but I like the track.
I haven't driven they did the updated configuration, right? So I haven't driven the updated configuration. I just know that last year it was terrible.
Yeah, the updated one I actually don't like as much, but it's definitely shorter for sure.
Yeah, well, we're gonna run the short one, so get used to it. Nate, much love, man.
Yeah.
I'll throw you down with those guys.
Yeah, have it going.
You too. That is Mr. Big Art coming home. P2 Crown over says, I'm sorry, couldn't make it run. Much love, brother. Always appreciate you. No worries. Thank you. Was definitely over driving when they came up, so you let them by. I tried to learn something from. Hey, that's the way to do it. That's what road racing's about, man. And I like this series, and I want to see the success of the series continue to happen. You know, it's all about showcasing good speed and a good run. You know what I mean? So nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with the style of racing that they have, and definitely want to see the field, pick up in speed and pick up on what they've got going on, and I do enjoy it. So keep rolling, folks. This stuff is cool. So again, apologies about missing the first half an hour, folks. We'll make it up with the league, and I will do so. I'll make sure to make it up with the league, and do something extra for them, or refund part of the race, or if even refund the entire race. I'll figure it out. But do get out here and join these leagues. Join Shop. Shop's amazing. The podcaster are a great way to get to know the drivers and learn who they are. And not only that, but you get to know the league. So check that out. Ryan and Brian put in a lot of work to be able to do that. Striker behind the scenes helps him out quite a bit. John Hammond is he and Striker have put together a good community. So I encourage you to get out here and race with the series. It's important. It is important. It's important to me. It's important to the league for them to have continual growth, and that's it's going to be good. It's going to be good to see what they do. Thank you to everybody being out there. We'll be back for the Truck Series tomorrow. I don't have anything going on tomorrow other than work, so we'll be on time tomorrow. But we do appreciate you. Much love. Be safe. Thank you once again. I know it's a short stream, and try to hit time limits and all that stuff, but we're just not going to be able to hit the time limits today. So much love. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Thank you, Budgie.